You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. NL West Baseball coming up tonight between the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers have an opportunity to sweep the Padres in this series. The Dodgers won the first two games. This is Game 3 coming up next. And on the mound for the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw, former Cy Young Award winner and most valuable player in the National League. He spent his entire career with the Dodgers, and this season, 7-7 in 23 starts with a 3.40 ERA. He's pitched 151 innings, and he's tied with the third most strikeouts in the National League. He has 165. And leading off for the Padres is Fernando Tatis Jr. as this game is just about ready to begin.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Strike called on the first pitch of the ball game, and with that, we'll take a look at the record for the Dodgers. You see on that graphic down there, 77-38 is their record. They're first in the NL West. They have the second best record in all of Major League Baseball. And they have a large lead over the Padres, who are second in the National League West. No ball, two strike count on Fernando Tatis Jr. But the Dodgers entering play have a 16-game lead over the Padres. Swing and a miss. Clayton Kershaw strikes out Fernando Tatis Jr. on 3 pitches to start the ball game. That's 1 out.
Batting second, the left fielder, Tommy Pham.
So 1 out now. Here comes Tommy Pham, former Tampa Bay Ray and St. Louis Cardinal. First pitch fouled off, counts 0-1. Pham, 294 hitter with 17 home runs and 55 RBIs entering play. Just got traded to the Padres this past offseason. As that one's lined into left. Played out in left field by Chris Taylor. That's out number 2. And with that, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Padres. This lineup started off hot, but has since cooled down ever since around May or June. But they're still in second place, and they still have an opportunity to be a wild card team. Just some of the hitters that were doing well early on have failed to keep that production going. Here comes Manny Machado to the plate, 271 hitter with 24 home runs and 82 RBIs. That's entering play. Made the All-Star team this year. And in the National League, he was July's Player of the Month. And he gets a single in his first at-bat of the game. But just to describe why Machado earned the honors for Player of the Month in July, in 93 at-bats, he had a .409 average. He also hit 8 home runs and drove in 32 RBIs. And he starts this game off well with a single, so 2 outs. Machado on first, top of the first inning, and here's Eric Hosmer. Hosmer, a former World Series champion with the Kansas City Royals. He's in his 3rd season now with the Padres. That's too high, counts 1-0. Hosmer's only played for 2 teams so far in his Major League career, the Royals and the Padres. Made the playoffs a couple times when he was on the Royals, but has not been to playoffs yet with the Padres, though Padres are close to being in the postseason, and they still got about 2 months to take a wild card spot and sustain it. As that's fouled off, the count's now 1-2. The Padres are a game and a half back of the second wild card spot, occupied by the Miami Marlins. So they're definitely still in contention, and it's realistic that they could take a wild card spot and potentially make the postseason. Swing and a miss. Hosmer down on strikes. Kershaw struck out 2 in the top of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 1/2 inning, it's the Padres 0 and the Dodgers coming to bat. And the Padres sending to the mound in this game Joey Lucasi. 6-6 record in 22 starts with a 4.09 ERA and 114 in the third innings pitched. Lucasi not doing too well with the strikeouts this year. Something that he was expected to have blossom as his career continued. He's at 98 strikeouts entering play, and he'll face Mookie Betts to start the bottom of the first inning. Betts, 268 hitter with 23 home runs and 69 RBIs entering play. Was a Silver Slugger Award winner for outfielders in the American League last year when he played for the Red Sox. He's also a former Most Valuable Player. He won the award in 2018 with the Red Sox. The same year the Red Sox won the World Series. As we talked about before, the Padres are a game and a half back of the second wild card spot in the National League. They're 16 games back of the Dodgers for first place in the National League West, but they have a respectable 61 and 54 record. Top five, the count 0-2. But back to Lucasi, he's putting up similar numbers this year other than strikeouts to Kershaw. They both have even records entering play. Lucasi started 22 games coming into this one, and Kershaw started 23 games prior to this one. Lucasi comes off the mound, throws to Hosmer, Betts out at first. And with one out, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Dodgers. The lineup still jam-packed with superstars. Mitch Garver was acquired in the middle of this season, and Max Muncy is on the injured list. He had a season-ending injury back in May, so he won't be playing anymore this season as Cody Bellinger comes to the plate and fouls that pitch off. Bellinger been having an off year compared to his first three in the big leagues. 263 hitter entering play with 22 home runs. He is the reigning National League Most Valuable Player as he fouls that one off. And while he started his career as a first baseman, he transitioned to the outfield in 2018. Started as a right fielder, but since Mookie Betts was acquired, Bellinger has shifted over to a permanent center field position where he's still been thriving. He's proven to be a very good defensive outfielder. Toward the middle, but the shift has Bellinger stifled. Tatis Jr. made that play. So 2 quick outs in the bottom of the first inning. And Justin Turner will come to the plate, the third baseman of the Dodgers, and also the number 3 hitter. As the second highest average on the Dodgers, he's a .316 hitter with 13 home runs and 43 RBIs. He has the 8th best batting average in the National League, and he's second to Corey Seeger. And Seeger has the highest average on the Dodgers club. Turner over the years has done better hitting against lefties than righties, so this matchup favoring Turner. 2-ball, no strike count. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. The Dodgers have an opportunity to earn a sweep. They won the first 2 games. Into right field, a base hit. So almost identical half innings for both teams. Kershaw got 2 outs, gave up a single to Manny Machado, the number 3 hitter, and Joey Lucasi got 2 outs, but then gave up a single to the number 3 hitter, Turner. Now here's Corey Seager, putting together a good year. .332 hitter, 21 homers, and 64 runs batted in. Also has a .400 on-base percentage. And that on-base percentage good for 7th among National League hitters. Seager takes ball 1. Over his last 3 games, has driven in 2 RBIs. Seager's always been a consistent player. Had a down year last year for his standards, but this year he's gotten right back on track. Started the year as the number 5 hitter, but he's been so successful they've moved him up to 4th in the order. And he's needed too, considering that Max Muncy will no longer be around until next season. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Lucasi. Or excuse me, on Seeger. Lucasi's pitch is fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Just a bit inside. Count evens out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is an NL West matchup between the San Diego Padres, who are second in the NL West, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are thriving as first place team in the division. It's popped up toward right field, played by Will Myers, and that ends the first inning. So the Dodgers get no runs on 1 hit, and they left 1 runner on base. No no-hitters will be thrown in this game, but after 1 inning, there's no score at Dodger Stadium. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Padres in this half inning. Will Myers, Brian Dozier, and Francisco Mejia. Myers has a .336 on base percentage, which is respectable. A little below average, but he's still batting 5th in this Padres order. Myers, a former Rookie of the Year in the American League. He earned that honor in 2013 with the Tampa Bay Rays. And he's first pitch swinging out to right field. Mookie Betts able to make the catch. 1 quick out to start the second inning, and with that, we'll take a look at the Dodgers' starting defense. Chris Taylor's out in left field. He's more of a utility man, but in this game, he's occupying left. Cody Bellinger in center. Mookie Betts in right. Justin Turner playing third, Corey Seeger at short, Gavin Lux at second, Matt Beattie at first, and Mitch Garver behind the plate. Here's Brian Dozier batting, 1 out, bases empty. And Dozier takes ball 1. Brian Dozier once played for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Started his career with the Minnesota Twins. Then was traded to the Dodgers in the middle of the 2018 season. After his time with the Dodgers, he hit free agency, where he signed with the Nationals, played there for a year as a bench player, platooning at the second base position, and hit free agency again after the 2019 season, and he decided to sign with the Padres. That'll get through the left side of the infield. Base hit for Brian Dozier. And he's on base with 1 out in the top of the second inning. The Padres now have 2 hits as a team.
The catcher, Francisco.
Hello, Eric Ledford. Good to see you. Happy you're with us on this Wednesday night. 1 out top of the second, number 7 hitter in the Padres order coming up. It's the switch-hitting catcher, Francisco Mejia, who is batting from the right side of the plate against the lefty Kershaw. Brian Dozier on first base. Check swing, but that pitch was right over the heart of the plate. Counts 0-1. In the Padres' loss yesterday, Francisco Mejia reached base once in 3 plate appearances, but had no hits and 2 official at-bats. It's outside, counts even at 1. First 2 games of this series were close. The Padres lost game 1 on Monday, 4-2, and then lost yesterday 1-0. Deep to left field. There is no doubt about that one. Francisco Mejia has gone deep off Clayton Kershaw. .429 feet out to left field. That was Mejia's 14th of the season, and he knew it right away. Yeah, that caught middle. Watch the trajectory on that one. The top of that first row is seating in left field. So it's a 2-0 lead for the Padres. And here's Juan Magaris taking strike 1. Magaris, .272 hitter with 9 home runs and 28 RBIs. He would have been starting this game anyway, whether Franchi Cordero was healthy or not, because Kershaw's a lefty and Magaris is a right-handed bat. But Juan Magaris has been the starting center fielder permanently ever since Franchy Cordero got put on the injured list. He broke his hand almost 2 months ago, and he's been on the injured list. He's about a week or two away from rejoining the Padres, but Magaris has been the consistent center fielder for the last month and a half, 2 months. Gavin Lux played that ball through to Beatty. Magaris out at first base. Now 2 outs, top of the second.
Number 37, Joey Lucasi.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter and the pitcher for the Padres, Joey Lucasi, who isn't hitless and has produced some runs. He has 2 RBIs coming into this plate appearance and an average just under 100. Joey Lucasi, a 4th-round draft pick of the Padres in 2016. He does have a promising career ahead of him, though he hasn't had too many productive years. He's been an impactful starter, but not an outstanding one, I would argue. But he has been predicted to become one of the game's best strikeout pitchers if he can gain more control of his pitches, such as his fastball that has a lot of velocity and his breaking ball. But until that happens, he's staying rather mediocre. So he strikes out against Kershaw, but Francisco Mejia puts the Padres on the board. He hit this 2-run home run. It's 2-0 going to the bottom of the second. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Dodgers in this half inning. Mitch Garver, Matt Beatty, and Chris Taylor. Mitch Garver, former catcher for the Minnesota Twins, and he won the Silver Slugger Award for catchers in the American League last season. And yesterday in the Dodgers win, he went 2 for 4 with an extra base hit. He got traded to the Dodgers about a month into the season. The Dodgers sent Scott Alexander and a couple prospects to the Twins for Garver, because Will Smith was struggling to start the year, so the Dodgers figured they'd bring in a power-hitting catcher to fill up the middle of the order. Garver strikes out looking there. That's out number 1. Lucasi has his first strikeout of the game.
The first baseman.
Well, that was called at the knees. Pitch kind of broke downward. Garver arguing a bit because of downward action. He didn't think it crossed his knees, but to the home plate umpire it did. So 1 out, bottom of the second. Here's Matt Beatty, who takes strike 1. 298 hitter entering play with 9 home runs, 41 RBIs, and an OPS of 786. Beatty is regularly starting because Max Muncy's on the injured list. As mentioned before, Max Muncy got put on the injured list sometime in May because he tore his Achilles tendon. And that was a season-ending injury and devastating for the Dodgers because Muncy is one of their better power hitters and one of their feared middle-of-the-order bats. But Beatty hasn't been doing too bad. He's been consistently batting 5th and 6th in the order, and he's been putting up good numbers so far. He's an adequate replacement. And he strikes out there, those swinging. Joey Lucasi, back-to-back strikeouts in the bottom of the second inning. And with that, Chris Taylor will come to the plate. .317 hitter with 5 home runs and 21 RBIs entering play. Chris Taylor, a utility man, but he's gotten the opportunity to start in the outfield when a left-handed starter is on the mound. And on the first pitch, he lines out to Juan Magaris in left center. And Joey Lucasi makes quick work of the Dodgers in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. After 2 full innings, it's 2-0. The Padres lead the Dodgers. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. Top of the order. Due up for the Padres in this half inning: Fernando Tatis Jr., Tommy Pham, and Manny Machado. Don't forget, this game and all of the games we broadcast on this channel are brought to you by MLB The Show 20. kind of like a sponsorship, but literally this game simulates the broadcasts we put out. So 1 ball, 1 strike count on Tatis Jr. Fouls that one off. The count's 1-2. Tatis Jr. made his debut last season with the Padres. Was the opening day shortstop, and he's become a sensation since. Very talented young infielder for this Padres team. He strikes out there with the first out at the top of the 3rd inning. Kershaw got him with a breaking ball. Kershaw now has 4 strikeouts. Well-placed breaking ball at the knees, got him to swing through it. So 1 out, top of the 3rd. Here is Tommy Pham. He lined out back in the 1st inning, lined out to the left. And he swings through that pitch, counts 0-1. Tommy Pham started his career with the St. Louis Cardinals, who was traded to the Tampa Bay Rays in the middle of the 2018 season. Spent the rest of 2018 and 2019 with the Rays, and this past offseason got traded from the Rays to the Padres. And the Padres sent over to the Rays Hunter Renfroe and Manuel Margot. A couple of prospects were interchanged there as well, but those were the big names that got traded away, the experienced major leaguers. No ball, 2 strike count. Just a bit inside, counts 1-2. Kershaw gave up a 2-run home run to Francisco Mejia last inning, which has caused the Dodgers to be down early. As that pitch misses inside, counts even 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the Rays benefiting from having Hunter Renfroe, power hitting plus arm outfielder who mans right field well. And Tommy Pham has been melding into the Padres order well because he's more of a contact hitting range type outfielder. That misses too high. That's ball 4. Clayton Kershaw has walked a batter with 1 out. And the heart of the order coming up for the Padres now. Manny Machado is coming up to the plate. Machado singled in the 1st inning. Nothing came of it for the Padres, though, in the 1st. He's batting with 1 out and a runner on first base. The reigning player of the month in the National League. He got those honors for the month of July. First pitch of this plate appearance. Slide step and a pitch that misses outside, called for a ball. Counts 1-0. Machado has the 2nd most doubles on the Padres with 23. Started his career with the Baltimore Orioles in 2012. Got traded to the Dodgers in the middle of the 2018 season and was their shortstop for the 2nd half of the year and throughout the playoffs. When he hit free agency in the 2018-2019 offseason, he waited till February but signed a 10-year, $300 million contract with this Padres team. Grounded to 3rd, Turner to Lux to Beatty, double play, top of the 3rd inning over. So no runs on no hits for the Padres, 1 walk in the inning, but because of this double play, nobody left on base. After 2.5 innings, it's the Padres 2 and the Dodgers 0. There's Heidi Watney, and she's speaking at this time because she wants to show us a graphic. So go ahead and show us the graphic, Heidi. It's a Dodgers graphic. Their hitting statistics. The Dodgers rank 1st in the National League in 5 of these 6 categories put on your screen. Stolen bases isn't really a hitting category either, more than an offensive stat, but the Dodgers averaging a bit over 5 runs per game. They do have a very feared lineup. 8-9 one-hitters due up in this half inning for the Dodgers. Gavin Lux, Clayton Kershaw, and Mookie Betts. But Gavin Lux is blossoming into quite the major leaguer. He made his debut last season, was a platoon infielder for the Dodgers. Didn't play too much, but this season he's gotten the chance to play consistently, and he is doing very well. On the ground right side, played by Eric Hosmer, steps on first base. And that's one quick out to start the bottom of the third. So here is a visual of the National League West standings right now. The Dodgers are running away with the division. They have a 16-game lead over the Padres, who have a respectable 61-54 record. Padres aren't doing too bad. The Dodgers are just exceeding exponentially. Here's Clayton Kershaw at the plate. Too high and inside, counts 1-0. Kershaw, first-round draft pick of the Dodgers back in 2006. He's been playing for the Dodgers ever since 2008. Didn't blossom, though, really until 2011. And he's had so many accolades in his career. He's been a Cy Young Award winner. He's also been a most valuable player as a pitcher, which is rare. The only other time that happened in the 2010s decade was when Justin Verlander was the most valuable player and the Cy Young Award winner of the American League in 2011 when he pitched for the Tigers. 2-ball, 2-strike count. That's fouled off. The count still even, 2-2. But back to the Padres. They're a game and a half out of the second wildcard spot, right now occupied by the Miami Marlins. Grounded right side. Played by Eric Hosmer, and he's made a couple plays in this half inning. 2 outs, bottom of the third. But the Dodgers have the second best record in Major League Baseball. So the American League Central and the National League West, those teams have had some misfortune this year, because the Twins have the best record in all of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers the second best record. And there are only 3 teams right now in Major League Baseball that have 70 or more wins, the Yankees being the third team. But they don't have nearly as large of a lead in their division as the Dodgers and the Twins do. Counts 1-1 on Mookie Betts. One ball, 1 strike count on former Most Valuable Player Award winner in the American League with the Red Sox. 2-1 pitch. That's down the right field line and foul. The count even, 2-2. Mookie Betts had his rookie year in 2014. Was called up a year after the Red Sox won the World Series in 2013. That's belted toward left and foul. Count still 2-2. That's it high out toward left center field and deep. Magaris back toward the track. That ball is gone. The Dodgers halfway there at the moment. 2-1's the score after Mookie Betts' 24th home run of the season. Well, he's been playing well for the Dodgers and puts his power on display there. Joey Lucasi, as soon as he saw Magaris going back, he knew that that ball was going to keep carrying. As it did. 2-1's the score. Here's Cody Bellinger. So the Dodgers have 3 former most valuable players on their team. Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, and Clayton Kershaw. Bellinger, the reigning National League most valuable player. Mookie Betts won it in the American League with the Red Sox in 2018. And as we just mentioned, Clayton Kershaw, most valuable player in the National League in 2014. No ball, 2 strike count. Just a bit inside, counts 1-2. Now, Bellinger not following up his MVP season very well. His average below his standards. And his power and production numbers aren't too high either. Count even 2-2. Be that as it may, the Dodgers still trusting him to bat toward the top of the order, batting second. And the Dodgers, they have a 77-38 record, so even though individual players might not be producing up to their standards, the team is still winning, which is the most important thing. Bellinger grounds out there. That ends the third inning, but Mookie Betts puts the Dodgers on the board with this solo home run off Joey Lucasi. 3 full innings in the books. It's 2-1. The Padres lead it. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Middle of the order due up for the Padres in this half inning. Eric Hosmer, Will Myers, and Brian Dozier. Eric Hosmer, a former Gold Glove Award winner. He's also won a Silver Slugger Award. He's also won a Silver Slugger Award for first baseman in the American League. And on one pitch, he grounds out there to Gavin Lux. That's out number 1. Routine play there. 1 pitch out to begin the top of the 4th, and that'll bring up Will Myers. Myers is 0 for 1. He flew out back in inning number 2. 781 OPS now. His average affected a little bit, but we're getting to that point in the year where not getting hits won't kill your average. Counts no balls and 1 strike on the former Rookie of the Year in the American League. Will Myers has been with the Padres ever since 2015. The Padres had made several acquisitions in the 2014-2015 offseason, and their team still didn't do very well as that's lined out to left field for a base hit. And Will Myers is on with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Let's see where that pitch was. It was low, but toward the middle of the plate. Will Myers went down, squared it up, and got himself a hit. That'll bring up Brian Dozier, who singled in his first at-bat. Runner on first, 1 out. Pickoff attempt. Beatty's tag not in time. Myers back safely. But the Padres in the 2014-2015 offseason found a way to acquire Justin Upton, Matt Kemp, Craig Kimbrell, Will Myers, among other players. And their team still didn't blossom. They still didn't make playoffs. It's been quite a while since the Padres have been in the postseason. But that was the year that, on paper, Padres were supposed to be really good. They failed to make playoffs again, and that's when the team started to slowly but surely rebuild. One ball, 1 strike count. 2-1's the count now, but it seems like the future's coming in now. The Padres went in a different direction, and they've year to year been signing players and developing players and gradually bringing them aboard the Major League roster. Eric Hosmer got signed, then Manny Machado got signed around the time that Fernando Tatis Jr. got called up. They had Hunter Renfroe developing, who later got traded for Tommy Pham, who's now in the outfield, with Juan Magaris, who's a great defensive center fielder. Will Myers still on the club and right. Francisco Mejia developing as a great hitter. Austin Hedges on the bench as a defensive specialist catcher. And the rotation's still developing too, headed by Garrett Richards. So this team's making the right steps, that's for sure. Just unfortunate that the Dodgers, as successful as they are still being successful in their division. And that double play ends the top of the 4th inning. No runs on a hit and nobody left on for the Padres after 3.5 innings. It's the Padres 2 and the Dodgers 1. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game and all of our games brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name's Nicholas Callis. And there's Heidi Watney saying some things about either team. Probably the Dodgers. Dodgers coming to the plate now. In the series, Justin Turner has gone 4 for 8 with a home run and an RBI. In this game, he's 1 for 1. He singled off Joey Lucasi back in the first. And that one out to center. Wall struck, but caught by Juan Magaris. That's out number 1.
The batter, number 5, shortstop, Cody Bellinger.
So 1 out, bottom of the 4th, and here comes Corey Seeger. Seeger 0 for 1. He flew out back in the first inning. His average still above 330. Seeger among several NL leaders in several different categories. Seeger has the 6th most hits among National League hitters with 129. He has the 7th best on-base percentage entering play at 400. He had the 5th best slugging percentage entering play at 560. And had the 6th best OPS entering play at a 961. He's continued to succeed as a hitter. His offensive numbers weren't very strong last year, but he's turned it around nicely this year and has been a consistent middle-of-the-order bat for the Dodgers. Chopped on the ground left side. There's Manny Machado to play it. Bare hands, throws to Hosmer. And now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th.
The catcher, number 8, Mitch Garver.
2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Now here's Mitch Garver. Struck out in his first at-bat. Coming into his second plate appearance against Joey Lucasi in this game. Now, I did say that the Dodgers were a successful organization earlier, though that might be a controversial statement. While the Dodgers have won the NL West 7 straight years and are on their way to winning it for an 8th straight year, they have no World Series wins to show for it. They won the National League pennant twice, but lost both World Series in 2017 and 2018. So there might be an argument out there that they're not a successful organization because with all the talent they've had, they've failed to win a World Series. But still winning a division for 7 to 8 straight years is impressive, and just being in playoffs alone is better than some other teams. That makes some other teams envious how much the Dodgers have been in playoffs. Now other teams can't achieve that feat. Soft liner caught by Joey Lucasi on the mound, and the 4th inning has come to an end. No runs on no hits and nobody left on base for the Dodgers. After 4 full innings, it's 2-1. The Padres lead this game. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Padres in this half inning. Francisco Mejia, Juan Magaris, and Joey Lucasi. Clayton Kershaw given up a few base runners in this game, but had one big mistake. It was giving up a home run to Francisco Mejia in the second inning. It was a 2-run home run that gave the Padres the lead, a lead which they still have. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Mejia switch hitter batting from the right side. And this is Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game and all of our games brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name's Nicholas Callis. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel to get notifications on when we go live and when we upload videos. MLB Virtual Network is the name, and you can follow us on Twitter as well for other news to be updated on. @VirtualMLB is the handle. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. The Dodgers won the first 2 games. The Padres leading game 3 in the top of the 5th. As Mejia strikes out. Kershaw now with 5 strikeouts. One out top of the 5th. Now entering play, Clayton Kershaw was tied with Yu Darvish for the 3rd most strikeouts among National League pitchers. Now Kershaw has struck out 5. That's moved him to 170 strikeouts, which has allowed him to pass Darvish outright, and he passed Chris Archer, who was number 2 on the list. So Kershaw now has the 2nd most strikeouts in the National League behind Steven Strasburg, who has 189. Juan Magaris just singled to left field. First time he's been on base in this game. 1 out top of the 5th. Joey Lucasi at the plate in what could be a bunt situation. And Lucasi does indeed show bunt, and he pulls back. Counts 1-0. Lucasi struck out back in inning number 2. Just a bit outside, counts 2-0. Two ball, no strike count. The Dodgers in position to sweep the Padres. They won the first 2 games, but the Padres leading this one as we're about halfway through. Bunted right side. Beatty thought about throwing to second, then changed his mind, decided to tag out Lucasi, so the out is recorded. But that will not go down as an official at bat for Joey Lucasi. It'll go down as a sacrifice. And Magaris now in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. And here's Fernando Tatis Jr., who struck out twice. He's facing Clayton Kershaw for the 3rd time in this game. That pitch misses outside, counts 1-0. Tatis Jr. has the 8th most hits in the National League with 125. Hasn't found his swing yet in this game. In front of that pitch, fouled off, count even 1-1. One ball, 1 strike count. Kershaw's pitch. Toward the middle. Stabbed by Kershaw on the mound. He throws to Beatty at first, and that ends the top of the 5th inning. So no runs on 1 hit, and 1 runner left in scoring position. After 4.5 innings, the Padres lead this game. It's 2-1. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Dodgers in this half inning. Matt Beatty, Chris Taylor, and Gavin Lux. Matt Beatty got taken in the 12th round of the 2015 draft by the Dodgers. Didn't make his debut until last season, though. It's not often that you see a draft pick that late develop into the kind of player that Matt Beatty is. The Dodgers, over the years, have done well at developing players and finding talent. It's part of the reason they've been so successful. Line toward right field. That's a fair ball, and that'll get into the corner. Beatty on his way to second base as Will Myers gets that into the cutoff man. Leadoff double for Matt Beatty. That puts the tying run for the Dodgers in scoring position. Well, he pulled off that pitch, but it stayed fair down the right field line. Myers not with a strong arm. Plus, I got wedged down there pretty well anyway, so Beatty able to get to second base. And that's fouled off. The count's 0-1. To try to explain that fielder's choice comment too, why it's called a fielder's choice and why you don't get a hit for that or even a no at bat called on that is because the scoring system is to determine what would have happened if there wouldn't have been an extra runner on base. Grounded to third. Machado elects to throw to first. So Chris Taylor out at first base, one out bottom of the fifth, and Beatty stays at second base. But the system is scored by the reasoning that if there wouldn't have been another runner on base and that routine play was made, you wouldn't have gotten a hit because you most likely would have gotten out. So that's why when you get on base because of a fielder's choice, you still get charged for an at-bat, and you still don't get a hit. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Gavin Lux, who's 0 for 1.
That's a ball.
2-1's the count.
I got 2 on the count.
Gavin Lux, the young and talented middle infielder for this Dodgers team. He's been playing second base for the better part of this season. And been doing well. That's out towards center field. Juan Magaris is under it. He makes the catch and gets that one in quickly. So 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. Beatty stays at second base.
Number 22, Clayton.
And that'll bring up Clayton Kershaw, the number 9 hitter and pitcher for the Dodgers. He grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning. Batting for the 2nd time here in the 5th. Joey Lucasi still on the mound. That's a called strike. Counts 0-1 on Kershaw. Kershaw this season batting .167 with runners in scoring position. That's a high fly ball toward foul territory and right, and Will Myers is able to run it down. So that ends the 5th inning. No runs on, 1 extra base hit for the Dodgers, and 1 runner left on. After 5 full innings, the Padres lead the Dodgers 2-1. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Part of the order due up for the Padres in this half inning. Tommy Pham, Manny Machado, and Eric Hosmer, 2, 3, 4 hitters. Pham swings and misses at that breaking ball. It's a no ball, 1 strike count. Pham up to the plate for the 3rd time in this game. Got out once and walked once so far in this game. In the dirt. Counts now 1-2. One-two pitch coming. Check swing, the appeal. Says no swing. Count evens up 2-2. Kershaw getting close to 70 pitches now. He's been throwing efficiently through 5 innings and now gets an out in the 6th. Pham grounds out. The Gavin Lux, 1 out, top of the 6th. And here comes Manny Machado. Machado singled in the 1st, got out in his 2nd at bat. Now 2 for 6 in the whole series. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. The Dodgers won the first 2 games. The Dodgers won 4-2 on Monday and won 1-0 yesterday. So it's been a couple close games. And this one no exception. It's 2-1, top of the 6th. The Padres got their first runs in the 2nd inning. Francisco Mejia hit a 2-run home run with Brian Dozier on base. And then later on in the game, Mookie Betts for the Dodgers hit a solo home run, making it a 2-1 game. So both Kershaw and Lucasi have made some mistakes in this game, and runners have frequently reached base. But still a rather low-scoring affair. That's popped up on the infield. Gavin Lux with another chance to play a ball, and he does. play it. He makes the catch, and that's out number 2 in the top of the 6th.
The batter, the first baseman, Eric.
So 2 outs. Top of the 6th. And now here comes the cleanup hitter in the Padres order, Eric Hosmer. Hosmer 0 for 2. Facing Kershaw for the 3rd time in this game, and swings first pitch. Fouls it off, counts 0-1. Hosmer has the 3rd most doubles on the Padres. He has 22. He's always been a consistent hitter. Has slowed down a bit since coming to the Padres, but
1 ball, 1 strike.
still a quality veteran player to have in the lineup in the field. And just overall, the personality in the clubhouse and on the bench. Hosmer's won a Silver Slugger Award in the American League. He's also won some Gold Gloves at first base in the American League. World Series champion, too, from the 2015 Kansas City Royals. Was a big part of that team's success. As he fouls that pitch off, the count's still 1-2. It's inside, count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the veteran first baseman of the Padres. Popped up towards center field, but cut off by Corey Seeger in the air. He makes the catch. And that'll end the top of the 6th inning. So no runs on no hits and nobody left on base for the Padres. After 5.5 innings, it's a 2-1 score, and the Padres are winning.
Your attention, please. Now,
So Lucasi, the one to blink first.
number 8, Javi.
He gets taken out of the game after pitching 5 full innings, and Javi Guerra comes into the game, making his 53rd appearance of the year. He's a .436 earned run average entering play. Mookie Betts comes to the plate, and we'll flash you back to the 3rd inning. His only hit of the game so far, but one that's been important. It's kept the Dodgers within a run of the Padres. It was a solo home run he hit. And he leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order due up, Betts, and Cody Bellinger, and Justin Turner scheduled to bat. A couple of lefties warming up in the Padres bullpen. As it's gotten active quickly, Matt Strahm and Jose Castillo. But Joey Lucasi pitched 5 full innings, gave up 1 earned run. Not an outstanding outing, didn't strike out too many batters, but didn't give up too many runs or issue too many walks or give up too many hits. It was a quality start for him, and at this moment, he is in line for the win, though that's very much up in the air with a close game. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Betts. Here comes the pitch from Guerra. That's fouled off. The count now 2-2. That last pitch from Guerra, 96 miles per hour. Two ball, 2 strike count. Softly hit toward left center. That'll fall in front of Tommy Pham for a base hit. And the Dodgers have the potential tying run on again to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Matt Beatty hit a leadoff double, but the Dodgers failed to score in that half inning. Now the Dodgers have a leadoff runner on in Mookie Betts. And the power bats in the order coming up. That pitch gets away. Betts got a late jump. Mejia's throw is late. So Betts had some second thoughts about trying to advance. Mejia couldn't get the ball in time. Then Betts decided to go. And he ends up getting into second safely. So score that a wild pitch. Now Mookie Betts in scoring position with nobody out. That's a strike. Counts 1-1. Well, we've already mentioned this before, but Cody Bellinger, the reigning MVP in the National League. Fouled off, the count now 1-2 on Bellinger. The Padres got out of this situation last inning. Let's see if they can pull it off again. Into right field, a base hit. Will Myers will come up throwing. Betts trying to score. Cut off by Hosmer. Relayed to Mejia, but it's not in time. So the Padres cannot escape. Cody Bellinger comes through with an RBI single. This game tied at 2, and Joey Lucasi, after pitching well, will get a no decision in this game. Now here's Justin Turner, runner on first, nobody out. Runner goes. Strike called, thrown out by Mejia. Tag is in time. Ryan Dozier, the one applying the tag. Mejia throws out Bellinger, a poor jump at first base. He's still quick, though. He almost got in there, but Mejia with an accurate throw right to the base. Easy tag for Dozier. And so the base is now empty with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Still a run in. And Turner has an 0-1 count on him. That's popped up. It looked like a pop-up for a second, but that ball carried a long way out to left center. Nonetheless, Tommy Pham's able to run it down. So that's out number 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Seeger.
And that'll bring up Corey Seeger. Seeger 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out in this game. 2 for 10 in the whole series, but none of those hits have come tonight. That's a strike, counts 0-1. Padres still trying to keep pace in the wild card standings. It's very unlikely that the Dodgers wouldn't make playoffs this year with their large lead for the division. So the Dodgers are only trying to pad their division lead and keep their status as the team with the best record in the National League. Other than that, they're not playing for much more as of right now. The Padres are fighting for a chance to compete in the postseason, so it's a big game and a big series for them. Seeger just struck out, 6th inning over. But a run scored on 2 hits by the Dodgers. Nobody left on base after 6 full innings. It's a 2-2 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. The Padres coming to bat in the 7th inning. And for the first time since inning number 2, they don't have the lead anymore. This game's tied. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up in this half inning. Will Myers, Brian Dozier, and Francisco Mejia. Clayton Kershaw still on the mound. He outlasted Joey Lucasi. Lucasi pitched 5 full innings, gave up 1 earned run. With the Dodgers bullpen active, Blake Trinan and Jesse Biddle warming up. Javi Guerra gave up the run to the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th inning. So the game tied. Joey Lucasi will not get a decision in this game. Kershaw might if he continues to pitch strongly and the Dodgers catch the lead, but it was a quality start for Lucasi. Just couldn't go past 5 innings on the mound. Kershaw hasn't given up a run since the 2nd inning. He gave up a 2-run home run to Francisco Mejia in the top of the 2nd inning, the last time the Padres scored. The Dodgers have since chipped away and have come all the way back. Count evens up 2-2. So like the first 2 games of this series, this game is close. Right now it's as close as it can be. It's a tie ball game. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Myers chased that one out of the zone. Kershaw now has 6 strikeouts in this game. That's out number 1. Well, perhaps Myers thought that was going to be a slider and break back in. He was guessing. But when the pitch stayed straight, he got caught reaching. 1 out, top of the 7th. Here is veteran second baseman Brian Dozier. Dozier 1 for 2 and very well might be 2 for 3. Yep, that ball lands and it one hops the wall. Dozier on his way to second. Betts fields it and gets it in quickly, and Dozier understands that Betts has a strong arm out and right, so he stays at second base, aboard with a one-out double. Split the gap perfectly. And Bellinger stopped running for that ball. Perhaps Betts called for it. And Betts had a better angle to it since he's right-handed. But either way, Dozier had extra bases on that anyway. And it's 2 bags on that hit. Now here's Francisco Mejia at the plate. Mejia hit his home run in the second inning after Brian Dozier got a single. Now Dozier in scoring position with 1 out. Mejia switch hitter batting from the right side. His only hit in the game so far came in the second inning, 2-run home run. It's the last time the Padres scored as well, was in the second inning. Ground ball to Lux, throws to Beatty, that's out number 2, but Dozier able to advance from second to third on that play. And so the number 8 hitter and center fielder, the Padres, Juan Magaris, will come to the plate. Magaris 1 for 2, he singled in the 5th inning. And this is a pivotal moment here. The potential go-ahead run for the Padres is on third base. Kershaw's pitch count continuing to rise. He's close to 90. That's strike 1. Juan Magaris, a former New York Met, has always been known for his great defense. This season, though, he's done well with his bat. At a .272 average entering play and has a hit in this game. Falls behind in this plate appearance, though. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Oh-2 pitch coming. Flared out toward right, but that's in foul territory, so count remains 0-2. Oh-2 pitch coming one more time. Jammed him. Well, that just goes foul. Didn't hop over the bag. So Magaris will most likely see another pitch. 0-2. Just a bit low. Magaris with great discipline there to lay off that pitch. Kershaw sometimes tries to drop that breaking ball in there, that 12-6 curve to bait hitters, because it starts high and then drops low, but Magaris let it drop below his knees and earned a ball. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count now. Toward the middle. Lux plays. Throws in the dirt. Beatty picks it. And Magaris is out at first. So the Padres' threat goes away with no runs scoring. No runs on a hit for the Padres and 1 runner left on base. Stretch time here at Dodger Stadium. This game is tied at 2. Padres manager coming out now, and that usually indicates a double switch. So let's listen and see what's going to happen.
For San Diego. Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot, number 55, Matt Strong. Now catching and batting 9th, number 18, Austin Hedges.
So first of all, 5, 6, 7 hitters are due up for the Dodgers in this half inning. Mitch Garver, Matt Beatty, and Chris Taylor, the one scheduled to bat. And the double switch for the Padres puts Matt Strom in the game. He's batting 7th in the order, and Austin Hedges is in the number 9 spot in the order, and he's doing the catching now. So Francisco Mejia removed from the game. Counts 1-1. So that will allow the Padres to have a position-playing hitter bat next half inning. That'll avoid them having to use a pinch hitter. And Austin Hedges is sound defensively, so a close game late, defense is nearly as important as offense. So a move that at the moment seems sound. by the Padres. Counts 3-2 on Garver. Garver, the Silver Slugger award-winning catcher last season with the Twins. The Twins team that set a Major League record for single-season home runs. And he strikes out there, Matt Strahm. One strikeout right out of the bullpen.
The first baseman, Matt.
Just a well-placed breaking ball. Started over the outside, then drifted toward the inside. Garver might have thought it was going to be too high, but then it broke downward too and found the zone. So 1 out, bottom of the 7th. 1-0 count on Matt Beatty, who's 1 for 2. He doubled in the 5th inning, but was stranded. The Dodgers failed to score in the 5th, but in the 6th inning, Mookie Betts hit a double, and then Cody Bellinger singled him home. That allowed the Dodgers to tie the game. Before that run scored, the Padres got 2 in the 2nd inning on a Francisco Mejia 2-run home run. And then the Dodgers got a run in the 3rd inning on a Mookie Betts solo home run. And then the run was scored by the Dodgers in the 6th inning to tie the game at 2. Joey Lucasi, the starter for the Padres, will not get a decision. He gave up 1 earned run in 5 full innings pitched. As Beatty grounds out there to Brian Dozier, that's out number 2.
The left fielder, number 3.
Clayton Kershaw pitched through the 7th inning. Still uncertain whether he'll be out there for the 8th. But right now, it's not certain whether he'll get a decision. It all depends on if he keeps pitching and if the Dodgers take the lead in the bottom of the 7th. But both of these teams have some elite back ends of their bullpens. Both Kirby Yates and Kenley Jansen ranked toward the top of saves leaders in the National League. Kirby Yates has 37 saves, and Kenley Jansen leads the National League with 39. Chopped toward the middle by Chris Taylor, played by Tatis Jr. He throws to Eric Hosmer, and the 7th inning is now over. No runs on no hits and nobody left on for the Dodgers. 7 full innings in the books. This game is tied at 2 going to the 8th. And now Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers, comes out and talks to the home plate umpires, so this very well might indicate a double switch. Let's listen and see what it is.
These changes for the Dodgers. Now pitching and batting in the 7th spot, number 49, Blake Ryan. Now playing lefty and batting 9, number 14, PK Hernandez.
9-1-2 hitters do it for the Padres in this half inning. We'll start there. Austin Hedges, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Tommy Pham. But the double switch that affects the Dodgers puts Blake Trinan in the game. He's batting in the 7th spot. Chris Taylor got taken out of the game, and the Dodgers put Kike Hernandez in left field, and Hernandez now batting 9th in the Dodgers order. 1 ball, 1 strike pitches inside, counts 1-1. Austin Hedges getting his first plate appearance in here. He was a part of a double switch in the bottom of the 7th inning that took Francisco Mejia out of the game. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Down low, counts 2-1. Hedges, one of the better defensive catchers in the National League. Lost his starting job, though, to Francisco Mejia, because Mejia undoubtedly is a better hitter. Three ball, 1 strike count. The Padres have been looking to solidify their offense. So far, it's been an offense that has been struggling this year as well. Not overall, but a few hitters that started the year off hot have gotten cold as the year progressed. The Padres are trying to keep consistent bats in the order. That's why Hedges hasn't started too much. He's been more of a defensive replacement late in games. But in that plate appearance, he worked a walk off Blake Trinan. So 1 out, leadoff runner on for the Padres, and here is Fernando Tatis Jr. 0 for 3 out of the Padres leadoff spot. Blake Trinan, the one pitching. 99 miles per hour on that last fastball, but Trinan playing in his first year with the Dodgers. Swing and a miss, counts 0-2. Made his debut with the Washington Nationals and was involved in the deal with the Oakland Athletics that sent Sean Doolittle to the Nationals. Blake Trinan made his way to the Athletics, where he developed into one of the best closers in the game in 2018. In 2019, though, he slowed up a bit. So the Athletics replaced him with Liam Hendricks, who became the closer and still is the closer for the Athletics. And then Trinan hit free agency this past offseason, where he was not re-signed by the Athletics. The Dodgers decided to pick him up. And Trinan just one of many big names in the Dodgers bullpen. Names that include Joe Kelly, Kenley Jansen. Strike 3 called. Blake Trinan gets his first strikeout since coming into the game. That's the first out of the top of the 8th. Austin Hedges still on first, and Tommy Pham now comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He walked back in the 3rd inning. But the Dodgers bullpen includes Trinan, Joe Kelly, Ross Stripling, Dylan Floro, Pedro Baez, Jesse Biddle, and Adam Kolarek. Ground ball left side and foul. The count's 0-2. So the Dodgers all around are dominant. Jesse Biddle, the newest addition to the bullpen, he got traded to the Dodgers when the Dodgers sent Alex Wood and a few other players to the Cincinnati Reds. But Alex Wood out of the Dodgers rotation now since getting traded to the Reds for the second time in 3 seasons. Alex Wood got traded from the Dodgers to the Reds, but the Dodgers have a starting rotation that includes Walker Buehler, David Price, Jimmy Nelson, Clayton Kershaw, and Julio Urias. So combine that with their solid lineup, and it's no wonder that they're close to 80 wins. That's foul. The count's still 1-2. Again, the Dodgers still playing for the opportunity to have the best record in the National League, while the Padres are fighting to have a playoff spot in general. It's unlikely that any other team will win the division since the Dodgers have such a large lead late in the season. The Padres still have a legitimate chance at a wild card spot, and they'll break their streak of postseasonless years if they can secure a wild card spot. Still roughly 2 months to go, so there's time. As Manny Machado comes to the plate and takes ball, Juan Machado, July's Player of the Month in the National League. In this game, he's 1 for 3. He's 2 for 7 in the whole series. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. The Dodgers won the first 2 games, so they have an opportunity to sweep the Padres in this one. Though the Padres are fighting back. 2-0's the count. Austin Hedges on second and Tommy Pham on first. Hedges walked and Pham singled. Hedges on second represents the potential tying run. Hitters count on Machado. Popped into the air. If that stays fair, it'll be an infield fly rule automatically, but it does not stay fair. Anyways, Matt Beattie catches it, so that's an out. Machado out. 2 outs, top of the 8th. And both Hedges and Pham stay where they are. First and second, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Here's Eric Hosmer. Hosmer no hits and in 3 official at-bats in this game. And his last at-bat resulted in a lineout. Is an opportunity to come through here, but there are 2 outs. Popped into the air on the infield. Played by Turner. He makes the catch. Blake Trinan and the Dodgers escape danger. 2 runners left on base after a hit and a walk. 7.5 innings have been completed. It's still a 2-2 ball game.
Your attention, please.
New pitcher on the mound for the Padres. It's Emilio Pagan, former Tampa Bay Rays pitcher, making his 42nd appearance of the season. 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Dodgers in this half inning. Gavin Lux, Kike Hernandez, and Mookie Betts. That's a strike, counts 0-1. It's a fly ball out toward right center field. Magaris tracking it. He's at the wall, and he reaches out and makes the catch. So one quick out to start the bottom of the 8th inning. And a scary one for the Padres. It'll bring up number 9 hitter Kike Hernandez, 211 hitter with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs entering play. He's been a bench bat this season. Versatile player, can play almost anywhere. Second, third, left field, and right field. With Chris Taylor's emergence this season, Kike Hernandez has been pushed back. He's been on the bench more often than not. He and A.J. Pollock, 2 outfielders that haven't seen too much playing time since Chris Taylor, Jock Peterson, Cody Bellinger, and Mookie Betts have all had successful years. Now, that's just a product of the Dodgers having depth and talented players. So when certain players get cold, you just put in some off the bench, and those players are talented enough to keep the team afloat. And that's the formula for a team that has 77 wins about a week into August. Counts 2-2 on Hernandez. The Dodgers have the second best record entering play in Major League Baseball, behind the Twins. They have the best record in the National League. And if they keep this pace up and they sustain that title, they'll have home field advantage throughout National League playoffs. Now, of course, that will only qualify if they stay in the playoffs, but yeah, you get what I mean. Swing and a miss. That's out number 2. Kike Hernandez down on strikes.
The batter, the right fielder, Mookie.
Top of the order coming back up for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts to bat. He's helped the Dodgers score both of their runs. He played a part in both runs scored. He had a home run in the 3rd inning, so he got a hit and drove in a run with that home run. And then in the 6th inning, he hit a single, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and then scored from second on a Cody Bellinger single. He's down quickly in this plate appearance. No balls and 2 strikes. Top foul, the count's still 0-2. Swing and a miss. Emilio Pagan got Betts to go up the ladder. He chased and missed. And so the 8th inning is over. This game's still tied at 2 after 8 full innings. Last inning of regulation coming up. It's a 2-2 game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and a new pitcher on the mound for the Dodgers. It's Joe Kelly making his 43rd appearance of the year, and he has a 1.97 ERA in 45 2/3 innings pitched. Former starter with the St. Louis Cardinals. Played a few seasons after that with the Boston Red Sox. As part of their World Series winning team in 2018, the team that beat the Dodgers. And in the offseason after he won the World Series with the Sox, he signed with the Dodgers, and this is his 3rd season with them. Counts 1-0. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up in the Padres order. Will Myers. Will be followed by Brian Dozier, and then it'll be the pitcher spot. Pitcher spot got moved to 7th in the order. after a double switch took place in the 7th inning. 1 ball, no strike count. Down low, counts 2-0. Hitters count on Myers. 3-0's the count. The Padres haven't scored since the 2nd inning. The Dodgers haven't scored since the 6th. The Dodgers have scored in 2 different innings. The Padres got both their runs in the 2nd. 3 ball, no strike count. That's outside. That's ball 4. Leadoff base runner on for the Padres.
The batter number 9, second baseman, Brian Dozier.
So nobody out. 1 on base. Here's Brian Dozier, who's done well this game. Has 2 hits and 3 at-bats. And the potential go-ahead runs on first base. Pickoff attempt not in time. Will Myers back safely. Get a bit of an extended lead there. He's about 10 feet off the base. Kelly's pitch. Down low, counts 1-0. A couple of lefties warming up. Adam Kolarek on the left of your screen, and Jesse Biddle, the one on the right. One ball, no strike count. That's fouled off the count. 1-1 now. Joe Kelly, 96-mile-per-hour fastball on that last pitch. Two and one's the count. So Joe Kelly, the one on the mound, started his career with the Cardinals. They tried to make him a starting pitcher. Didn't do very well with that, though, so was moved to the bullpen. And later when he joined the Red Sox, he developed more velocity on his fastball, which reduced his stamina, but that helped him become a very good late inning pitcher. High velocity, didn't need to pitch very many innings, and he turned his career around from there, becoming a not so successful starting pitcher and turned into a very effective late inning reliever. 3-2's inside, that's ball 4. He doesn't start this inning off very well. Back-to-back walks. Now the Padres are in business here.
Your attention, please.
And with the pitcher spot coming up 7th in the order, the Padres will put in a new player. Put in a pinch hitter to bat against Joe Kelly. It's Josh Naylor. Naylor missed some significant time because of an injury, though he wasn't ever a starter. He's back on the Padres bench, and he's batting here in a crucial spot. Will Myers on second. And Brian Dozier on first. They both walked to reach base. And now it's a 2-0 count on Naylor. Well, this is almost in any situation, but for the Padres, the only thing to avoid right now is grounding into a double play. Surprised Naylor is not trying to bunt just to get those runners in scoring position, but Padres letting him swing the bat. His count evens up 2-2 after that foul ball. This is quite a pivotal moment. Padres haven't scored since the 2nd inning. They have a golden opportunity to score here. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Match top foul. The count's still 2-2. Naylor fights off that breaking ball. In the dirt, counts full, 3-2. So Kelly a strike away from getting an out, but a ball away from walking his 3rd straight hitter of this half inning. See what happens, 3-2. Fly ball, out toward left. Hernandez is called off by Bellinger. Catch made, and Myers will try to tag. Bellinger's throw in is offline. And Wil Myers is able to advance on that fly ball, so a productive out by Josh Naylor. The potential go-ahead run is on third base in the form of Wil Myers with one out in the top of the ninth, and Juan Magaris comes up to the plate. Brian Dozier still on first base. Breaking ball misses inside, counts 1-0. Juan Magaris batting .219 this season with runners in scoring position. That's a fly ball out toward left field. Hernandez again caught off by Bellinger. Catch made. Myers tags. Bellinger's throw is on the plate, but to the wrong side of it. Garver had to reach to his left. Myers slid in the right side. And now the Padres have the lead again. It's 3-2 after the sacrifice fly from Juan Magaris. His first RBI of the game. So 2 outs, top of the ninth. Brian Dozier still on first base. And Austin Hedges is up to the plate. He's had one plate appearance in this game, and he walked in it. Austin Hedges came in as a part of a double switch. He replaced Francisco Mejia and then moved into the number 9 spot.
1-1.
The pitcher spot for the Padres is now 7th in the order. One ball, one strike count. Ground ball left side, that is a foul ball. So now it's 1-2. Kelly's pitch. Ground ball toward the middle, played by Seeger. Throws to Beatty, and that ends the top of the 9th inning. But 2 walks and a couple fly balls yield the Padres a run, and they have the lead going into the bottom of the 9th inning, and they have a reliable closing pitcher who's available, could potentially come in the bottom of the 9th, and the suspense does not build. Kirby Yates does come out of the bullpen, making his 46th appearance of the year, has blown 2 saves, but has earned 37 out of 39. Has a 153 earned run average in 47 innings pitched this year. And he'll face the 2-3-4 hitters in the Dodgers order to begin the bottom of the 9th. Cody Bellinger, Justin Turner, and Corey Seeger. Yates tied with the Yates tied with the 3rd most saves in the National League. Kenley Jansen of the Dodgers is the leader with 39. But Kenley Jansen will not be able to earn a save in this game tonight, whether the Dodgers tie the game and send it into extras or not. That shows the nature of the Dodgers being the home team in this game. 1 ball, 1 strike count. This game's certainly not out of reach for the Dodgers, not impossible for them to come back. But Kirby Yates is an elite closer. Diving stop by Manny Machado, and he throws to Eric Hosmer and gets the out.
Now batting, the third base.
Well played by Manny Machado at third base. But because of the shift, he was playing more of shortstop there. Able to dive toward his forehanded side. Comes up with the ball, makes an accurate throw, and gets a crucial first out. Here's Justin Turner. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. He takes strike 1. Justin Turner had the early part of his career with the New York Mets. Signed with the Dodgers in the 2013-14 offseason. He's been their third baseman ever since. Grounded left side base hit for Justin Turner. And so that puts the potential tying run on base for the Dodgers with 1 out. That big leg kick, bringing back the power swing, and then lets it go. Drives it through the left side of the infield. And Justin Turner now relieved by a pinch hitter. Excuse me, a pinch runner. A.J. Pollock running for the Dodgers. He's a speed threat on the base paths, and it's important that he's out there because, for the Dodgers' sake, he represents the potential tying run. The Dodgers still trying to maintain the best record in the National League, while the Padres are fighting to keep pace in the wild card standings. The Padres are a game and a half back of the Marlins for the second wild card spot. Swing and a miss, counts 0-1 on Corey Seeger. The Padres in more immediate danger in terms of standings than the Dodgers are. Dodgers have a large cushion for the best record in the National League. The Dodgers are almost at 80 wins, and either the Nationals, Braves, or Cardinals are at 70 wins yet in the National League. So the Dodgers have a large buffer, while the Padres are still fighting for that playoff appearance. So the scale tilted a bit in terms of importance. Padres more desperate for a win in this situation. Pollock back safely. The Dodgers 3 wins away, though, from 80. Down low, counts 3-1. The Dodgers second to the Twins for the best record in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers by far have the best record in the National League. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Left side and foul. The count full 3-2. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. The Dodgers won the first 2 games. That's foul. The count still full 3-2. The Padres took 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks before this series started. The Padres on a 4-game winning streak. Excuse me, the Dodgers took 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers are on a 4-game winning streak. Swinging a foul ball, the count's still full 3-2. As for the Padres took 2 of 3 from the Phillies before this series, but they've lost 2 in a row. They're looking to avoid making it a streak. Padres going to play the Rockies over the weekend in a 3-game series. They'll get an off day tomorrow and then have a 3-game homestand. As that misses high and Seeger wins the battle, that's ball 4. So A.J. Pollock moves to second. Potential tying run now in scoring position. A double play in order, though, for the Padres. But the potential winning run is now on base, and Mitch Garver comes up to the plate. Now, as for the Dodgers, this is game 3 of a 7-game homestand that they're in. After the series wraps up, the Dodgers will play a 4-game series against the Mets before going back on the road. Padres 61-54 overall. The Dodgers 77-38. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Inside, counts 1-1. Justin Turner singled with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. He was relieved by A.J. Pollock, the pinch runner. So Pollock on second, and Corey Seeger just walked. He's on first base. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Swing and a miss. And Garver behind in the count now. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Just a bit outside. Yates making this ever more tense for the Padres. Even count on Garver, the Dodger catcher. Too high. Good discipline from Garver. It's a 3 ball, 2 strike count with Matt Beatty on deck. will be quite a pivotal pitch coming up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Potential tying run on second base. And A.J. Pollock can run well. That one fouled off. So another 3-2 pitch likely to come. Corey Seeger worked a full count, fouled off a few pitches, and then got a walk. Let's see what Garver does. Another 3-2 pitch. That is hit high. Out toward left center field. Juan Magaris under it. Magaris makes the catch. Pollock stays at second. And Seeger goes back to first, though he didn't tag. He retreats back to first in time. So 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning, and the last chance for the Dodgers coming up here. The Dodgers 1 out to work with, and right now Matt Beattie has the responsibility of that out. He doubled in the 5th inning for his only hit. That's fouled off, the count 0-1. That pitch leaked well too far over the plate. Yates got away with one there. Swing and a foul ball. The count now 0-2, and the Dodgers with 1 strike to work with. Kirby Yates a strike away from earning his 38th save, but a base hit away from blowing the save. Too high, count now 1-2. One-two pitch coming to Matt Beattie from Kirby Yates. Swing and a miss. Despite a few tense moments there, Kirby Yates is able to lock down the save, striking out Matt Beattie for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 9th. And this game has come to a conclusion. A tense one, a close one, but the Padres able to take the lead late. Kirby Yates able to lock down the save, earning the Padres a win over their division opponents. The Padres avoid getting swept in this 3-game series. And they avoid starting a losing streak. There's the final line score. Emilio Pagan got the win out of the bullpen, his first of the year. Joe Kelly got his first loss out of the bullpen. He gave up that run in the top of the 9th inning, and Kirby Yates now has 38 saves on the season. Quick scoring recap. Padres got their first 2 runs in the top of the 2nd inning. Francisco Mejia hit a 2-run home run. The Dodgers responded almost immediately in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They got a solo home run from Mookie Betts that cut the lead in half. And then the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th inning were able to tie the game. Mookie Betts hit a single, advanced to second on a wild pitch. And then Cody Bellinger hit a single, which scored Betts from second. That tied the game at 2. Neither team scored in the 7th or in the 8th, but in the top of the 9th inning, the Padres did get a run on a sacrifice fly by Juan Magaris. And then in the bottom of the 9th inning, Kirby Yates locked down the save. Joey Lucasi and Clayton Kershaw, the 2 starters. Lucasi for the Padres and Kershaw for the Dodgers. Both of them pitched well, but neither of them earned a decision in this one. Joey Lucasi gave up 1 earned run in 5 innings pitched, and Clayton Kershaw gave up 2 earned runs in 7 innings pitched. But it was a bullpen decision for both teams, and again, Kirby Yates got the save. Pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit. Also walked a batter, allowed the potential tying run to get to second base, but he pitched out of it and got the Padres a win. So the Padres improved to 62-54. They're still in second in the National League West, and they're still roughly 15 games back of the Dodgers, so division hopes still not too high. But as for the wild card standings, they're still close to being a wild card team. Depending on how the Marlins do, will still depend on where the Padres finish up at the end of the day. But as of right now, they're a game back of the Marlins for the second wild card spot. And just an update on who the first wild card team is, or I should say the first wild card teams are. The Braves and the Nationals are right now tied with 63 and 51 records. They're both tied for the National League East lead, which qualifies them both to tie for the first wild card spot. And not only that, but the Cubs and Diamondbacks are still close as well to obtaining a wild card spot. The Cubs are 60 and 54, 2 games out as of now, and the Diamondbacks 59 and 54, 2.5 games out. So it's a close race between 5 teams who all legitimately have a chance to make the postseason. The Padres, one of those teams. But the Padres, of those 5 teams that qualify for a wild card spot, the Padres are the only team that hasn't won a World Series in history. The Diamondbacks, the Cubs, the Nationals, and the Braves have all made playoffs within the last decade, and the Marlins have 2 World Series. The Padres have no World Series wins, and they haven't made playoffs in the last decade. So it's meaningful for San Diego baseball fans that the Padres find a way to win, keep winning, and get their way into the playoffs. And it's most likely not going to be the division winner, but they do have a legitimate chance at a wild card spot. This has been a production of Major League Baseball's Virtual Network. This game and all of our games brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name is Nicholas Callis. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel MLB Virtual Network for notifications on when we go live and when we upload videos. And for other updates regarding the Virtual League, you can follow us on Twitter at VirtualMLB is the handle. But again, I'm Nicholas Callis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Once again, the final score, the San Diego Padres 3, the Los Angeles Dodgers 2.